Okay, so hi, hello. Welcome back to another Creepypasta video, and today we finally have something based on true events. So the past, recent Creepypasta videos I've done of Abandoned by Disney, Jeff the Killer, I think I did Looking, and recently Gateway of the Mind. So we're doing something kind of based more in reality. I'm not too sure on how exactly true this is, but so we're doing Robert the Doll today. And I have heard of Robert before. I watched Ghost Adventures. I know the most riveting paranormal experiences though, but he was on the show and I didn't really know much about him. I knew he was haunted and he have caused most people to die before. So, this would be kind of more information towards me and I thought I should share it all with you. So, Robert the Doll, based on true events and, it's a haunted doll. So, let's get into it. So, in the late 1800s, Thomas Otto and his family moved into a mansion at the corner of Eaton and Simonton streets in Key West, Florida, which is now known as the Artist's House. The Ottos were known to be stern with the servants and sometimes even mistreating them. It was the treatment of one such Haitian servant that provides a twist in the story. This woman was hired to take care of their son, Robert, and one day Mrs. Otto supposedly witnessed her practicing black magic in the backyard and fired her. Before she left, the woman gave Robert a lifelike doll, which stood at 3 feet tall. He had button for eyes and human hair, which believed to be Robert's, and was filled with straw. Dolls that resembled children were not unheard of during this time, but this one proved to be special. Robert named the doll after himself and often dressed it in his clothes. Robert, the doll, became his trustworthy companion. He took it with him on shopping trips into town, and the doll had a seat at the dinner table where Robert would sneak get bites of food when his parents were looking. Robert would even be tucked into bed with the boy at night. Soon this innocent relationship took on a strange nature. Soon after, Robert chose to be referred to by his middle name, Jean, and after being scolded by his mother, he told her that Robert was the doll's name, and not his. Jean was often heard in his toy room having conversations with Robert. Jean would say something in his childless manner, and responses could be heard in a much lower voice. Sometimes Jean would become very agitated, worrying the servants and even his mother. She would, on occasion, burst in to find her son cowering in the corner while Robert sat perched in a chair or on the bed glaring at him. This was only the beginning. Household objects would be thrown across the room, Jean's toys would turn up mutilated, and giggling could be heard. Whenever these unusual acts took place, Jean always said, "Robert did it." The boy took the punishment, but always insisted that the blame was on Robert. As the mischief grew, more and more servants took their leave as the new ones were hired. The Otto's relatives felt it was time to do something, and with recommendations of a great aunt, Jean's parents removed Robert from the care and placed him in a box in the attic. This is where he resided for many years. After the death of his father, Jean was wailed in his boyhood home. He decided to live in the Victorian mansion with his new wife. Jean had become an artist, and he felt the house was spacious and would provide a place for him to paint. He went to the attic and dusted off his childhood toy, and he became attached to the doll despite his wife's displeasure. Jean would take the doll along with them everywhere they went. He even sat in his favorite little chair while Jean and his wife slept nearby. The turret room became Robert's domain after Mrs. Otto moved them back to the attic. Their marriage slowly became sour until Mrs. Otto supposedly went insane and died of unknown reasons. Jean followed soon behind. Robert supposedly attacked people, sometimes locking them in the attic. People who passed by claimed to hear evil laughter coming from the turret room. For some time, Robert remained in the empty house by himself until a new family purchased the mansion and restored it. The doll was once again moved to the attic. This pleased it as much as the last time. The doll was often found throughout the house. On one certain night, Robert was found at the foot of the owner's bed, giggling with a kitchen knife in hand. That was enough to send him fleeing from the home. Robert was later moved to the East Martello Museum in Key West, where he sits perched in a glass box. Despite his new living quarters, the doll was believed to have not given up his menacing way. Visitors and employees claimed they had seen the doll move, and his smile had been known to turn into a scowl. One employee claimed Robert turned off the lights and left for the night, and the next day he returned to find the lights turned on, with Robert sitting on a different position than the night before, and a fresh layer of dust on his shoes. Some say he even cursed you. If you want to take a picture of him, you must ask politely. He'll tilt his head in permission, but however, if he doesn't and you take a picture anyways, a curse will befall upon you and anyone who accompanied you to the museum. The same will happen if you make fun of him. And to this day, Robert remains at the East Martello Museum in a sailor suit, clutching his stuffed lion, continuing his menacing ways. Okay, so the reason why I want to do Robert the Doll in the first place and read this out to you all is that I mentioned Ghost Adventures in the beginning. So this was posted, I think, back in like 2011. Robert the Doll isn't in that museum anymore. So I mentioned Ghost Adventures. The main host of the show, I think his name is Zach. He actually took the doll over to his haunted museum in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I think I may be getting this mixed up with another cursed doll, but supposedly Robert caused a couple to crash and die. So I think that is Robert's doing, or it could be like the Annabelle doll, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, hopefully y'all found this little, creepypasta, which is based on true events, kind of, thrilling, all that stuff. And yeah, I don't really have anything else to say, links are all down below. I do art on the side, and also hopefully y'all enjoy this one take. And yeah, I don't really have anything else to do. I really don't have anything else to say and anything else to do. So you'll probably see some things pop up on the screen right now. Feel free to click the profile picture and hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and helps me out. Also leave a like. It tells YouTube that I'm making good videos and you guys want to see more. So please leave a like if you enjoyed. I don't have anything else to say, so thank you guys so much for everything, and I'll see you guys later. Bye everyone.